Good evening. We call the meeting to order. Would you please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Could I have a roll call, please?
Yes, sir. Councilmember Stankiewicz?
Here.
Councilmember Switzer?
Here.
Councilmember Holt?
Here.
Councilmember Phillips?
Here.
Councilmember McCafferty?
Here.
Vice Mayor Ganil?
Here.
Mayor Armstrong?
Here.
And our town attorney is present remotely.
Good evening, Ms. Campbell. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Great. Yes, we can. Thank you very much for being here. Item 2, introductions, presentation, and proclamations. Item A, presentation of certificate of appreciation to Stephen Sullivan, Assistant Public Works Director, Town Engineer.
Good evening, Vice Mayor, Mayor, and Council. We have a couple of important items on the agenda, but before we introduce our new Public Works Director, first we need to acknowledge those that got us through from the time that Frank left until now, which has been a fairly extended amount of time. So we had originally intended, because of the importance of this position, to go out and use a interim. Go with a private firm, find an interim public works director that could step in and help us out and get us through. That's worked for us in the past very well. Thank you, Lori Lineberry, who came to us through that process. But after our initial interview with the candidate, it left us a little bit wanting. And we felt like we would be spending more time training and bringing this person up to par to get them active than for the amount of money we would be spending for that contract. So we all, HR, finance, public works, Steve, and us got together and brainstormed. And first, of course, we tried to twist this gentleman's arm and get him to take the position. He was willing to step into the assistant role and to the town engineer role, but did not want to go the next step up, and we appreciated his honesty and candor in that decision. But he was willing, with the help of his staff, to fill the role on the interim. And so we talked with his team and to make sure that they would give us support we knew that needed to happen. But he had good, independent work people underneath him running each of the divisions. And because of that, it was highly successful. This turned out to be both fiscally and operationally a very good decision for our town, because during that time, I'll say more when I read it, not only did the decision serve the department well, I think it served the citizens well. So before I recognize Steve, I also want to take a moment to recognize the staff that are here that made this success possible and supported him in that. So we have Paul Smith, Streets. Matt Greenfleet. Not here today, but I want to recognize Jason Olson, Fleet and Facilities and Parks, and Jesse Holofield, Utilities. In that, I also want to thank Cindy Thomas, Customer Service Director. We did some moving of things around and move some things under her to take some of the pressure off, and that worked out very successfully, so thank you, Cindy. And then also Mark Holmes stepped up and took some roles with NAMWA and other things that helped us get through. So thank you, Mark. During our time with Steve in this role, we learned a couple things. We got to know him in his leadership role as a man of few words. If you asked him to do a task, you often found it back on your desk the next day, completed. And if you asked him a yes or no question, typically the answer was indeed yes or no.
Well, it depends.
No depends. So with that, we wanted to take this opportunity to give a certificate of appreciation for leadership above and beyond is hereby awarded to Stephen Sullivan, Town Engineer, Assistant Public Works Director. In recognition of your outstanding leadership, tireless efforts, hard work, commitment, and extraordinary dedication to exceptional and fiscally responsible service delivery by willingly assuming the role and responsibility of Interim Public Works Director. During this extended multi-month vacancy created by the departure of our Public Works Director, essential town services provided by the various divisions within the Public Works Department could have easily suffered. Instead, they were exceptionally maintained and in many cases improved due to your insight, work ethic, vision, and tenacity. The town and its citizens owe you a great debt of gratitude for embodying the noblest aspirations of public spirit and the truest spirit of one town, one team. Thank you, Steve. Yes. We'll do this.
Steve, you're going to miss doing the presentations, I assume.
Absolutely. That's it. Thank you much.
Thanks, Steve.
Okay, item 2, introduction of new Public Works Director Ryan Anderson.
Ryan's going to laugh because this looks familiar, I'm sure. And another, probably the happiest day in Steve's life is June 1st when Ryan arrived. And he has hit the ground running, and I thank you, Ryan, for doing that. I just want to introduce you a little bit to you, and then he'll come up and say a few words. But Ryan has 26 years in Public Works, 11 years as a Public Works Director. He's a Class A water operator, and you'll see some of the other affiliations. He worked at in Minooka, Illinois, a population of 12,758, about 55 miles southwest of Lake Michigan. From 2014 to 2026, he was responsible for all activities of the following departments: wastewater treatment, wastewater collection system, water distribution system, streets department, and parks department. Before that, he served as an assistant supervisor for the Morris Water Department. Additional items of merit for the Lower Dupage, if I say that right, you can correct that. Watershed Commission, he was an executive board member for 6 years. For the American Public Works Association, he was a board officer from 17 to 2021 and served as its president in 2020. And of interest to people around here, he was the Grundy County Rod and Gun Club board of directors and president in 2012. So with that, I'm very thankful to have welcome the newest member of our team, Ryan Anderson.
Welcome, sir. It's a pleasure to have you, but that's the last time we want to see a coat and tie.
Thank you.
If you're going to wear a coat and tie in this town, you got to be a minister or a lawyer.
I told him.
I was pressured a little bit. But
You got to get one of the blue shirts.
no, I'll keep it short too. I do want to thank you for the welcome. I do look forward to working with the council, their vision on sustainable infrastructure and helping maintain the quality of life in the community. So,
Great. Happy to have you.
thank you.
I'm just kind of curious, the rod and gun, is that fishing rod or rodster?
Fishing.
Okay.
Call to the public.
Call to the public is an opportunity for the public to address the council on any issue within the jurisdiction of the council. Public comment is at the discretion of the council and not required by law. Individuals are limited to speak for 3 minutes. Yielding of time will not be permitted. The total time for call to the public may be up to 30 minutes per meeting. Council action taken as a result of public comment on items not on the agenda will be limited to directing staff to study the matter, scheduling the matter for further consideration and decision at a later date, or responding to criticism. Public comment is invited and encouraged. However, personal attacks on individuals is not appropriate. Disrespectful behavior will not be tolerated. This includes loud outbursts, profanity, and disruptive discussions among our audience. I have not had any filed cards.
Outstanding. Thank you very much. Item 4, current event summaries and reports. Item A, status reports by mayor and council regarding current events. John?
Nothing.
Robert?
Just that June 14th is Flag Day. Fly your flag proudly.
Sherry?
No.
John?
No.
Eric?
No.
Okay, just a thought for some,
Larry?
he didn't say nothing.
Oh, my. Spilled milk. There's nobody from the PD here tonight, but my son has a
a job that nobody here would like to have, and at that fatal accident the other night, he had to respond, and he had nothing but praise for the way our PD was handling it. He didn't have as much praise for the other agency that was on scene.
Yeah, good.
And he said that Lieutenant Chamberlain was actually in control of the entire scene and did an outstanding job.
Super. Thank you. Eric? Okay, just something to keep in mind. We're all familiar with SIMPO and what is now Y-Plan. The director, Vinny Gallegos, goes in for surgery tomorrow and will be out of commission for a few weeks. His number one person, Bryn Stotler, is retiring. If you get a chance to thank her for her service and wish her a happy retirement, please do so. And Amanda, the young one over there, is now being promoted up into the planner position. So they got it covered, but keep Vinny and them in your thoughts and prayers, please. Status report by Town Manager Terry Denby regarding town accomplishments and current or upcoming projects.
Okay, good evening again, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council. We do have some things going on that I want to share with you. The Town of Chino Valley Recreation Department is that time of year where we do movies up in the park. We have their 2026 season, and that all of those events are listed on our webpage, but the most recent one will be Friday, June 12th at 6:30 p.m. These are movies at Memory Park, and the movie will be Road to El Dorado. So those are a ton of fun. Please come out and join us. As most people know, our chip seal project is still underway. Please use caution in work zones, expect possible delays, and avoid parking along affected roadways while work is being performed. Remember, construction schedules are continuously moving target, and changes should be expected based on weather, equipment, and field conditions. To stay in the know, check our website and social media for updates. You'll notice there is currently a pause. They're moving between projects, which gives our team a time to go out and inspect each of those roads and prepare for their return with instructions on what they need to do or what they're improving going forward. I'll have to say I want to give all of the Public Works team a lot of kudos because they've spent a lot of time monitoring this project daily to see where it is and checking in with the contractor, and if they haven't met standards, making them go back. So they really are assuring that the town of Chino Valley is getting their dollars worth from this project. So I thank all of them for that leadership. We want to join the Chino Valley Police Department for their picnic in the park. Saturday, June 13th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. That will be at Memory Park. They're featuring vendors, food, and play. So it's the Chino Valley Police Officers Association is sponsoring the event, so please come out and join us. Thank you.
Is that it?
That's it?
Oh, okay.
That's it. Thank you.
I thought you were cycling through,
I
but she
thought
said.
you was gearing up for more. Item 5, consent agenda. Would anyone like to remove an item from the consent agenda to be heard separately? John?
No.
Robert?
No, sir.
Sherry? No. Larry?
Nope.
John?
No,
Eric?
No.
I'll take a motion.
Okay, I make a motion to approve consent agenda items A, B, and C.
We have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second, not an action item, so it does not require a roll call vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Nothing heard. Great. Item 6, action items. Consideration and possible action to approve resolution number 2026-1320. Or not, nobody's coming to talk
nobody
about
wants
it.
to deal with it.
I think we're doing a tag team on this, and Katie will start, and Ryan has first few slides, and then Katie will take back up with the financials.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and council members. As you all know, we've been through this process with the WIFA loan for the water reclamation facility improvements for some time now. We've been discussing it for well over a year, and we're finally to the point of loan acceptance. So with that, first of all, Ryan will be going over a little bit about the project, and then I'll go into the financial side.
Yeah, this is for phase 1 and phase 2, for the work necessary to get, to stay within compliance at the wastewater plant, or water reclamation facility. I got to get used to saying that here. It's going to include EQ basins and lift stations, sludge storage tanks and pumps, site electrical improvements along with a maintenance bed, redundant dewatering systems, UV disinfection, upgrade, and PFAS pilot study. It's a CMAR project, and PACE contract is doing the final engineering and design services.
Questions?
You can hit the button to move to the next slide.
Okay,
Okay.
there we go.
Yep.
Can I ask a question, Terry, real quick?
Yes,
Certainly, go ahead.
I'm a little confused because are we replacing the existing lift stations or are we adding 2 new ones? 'Cause I was unaware of that until just now.
I believe we're upgrading what is there to make them increase capacity.
And
Steve could assist.
It's a minor improvement to the lift station. It's a shade canopy.
Okay, so it's the ones we have now.
It's the existing lift station in the wash.
That's what I thought. I thought we're adding new ones to a completely different location.
No, sir.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so as he went over, the total Phase 1 and 2 are being combined for this project. Originally, with different WIFA and budget constraints, we were going to separate it out into 2 phases, but because of the clean water state revolving fund that we are going through, we were able to do the full 10 million at one time, and that includes the construction manager at risk as well as the PACE contract that has been ongoing for the engineering portion. So this has been, as I mentioned, a long process. Right now, we are at the final stage that comes before council, which is approval of the loan documents and adoption, and that allows us to move forward with loan closing, which is anticipated to be July 9th at this time. That target could shift a little bit depending on WIFA's availability and just some of the finalization of the documents after the resolution. But the resolution gives the authority to the town manager and the rest of staff to complete the process. With that, the total project cost is 10 million. We were able to get just under 1.3 million in forgivable principal for the PFAS pilot portion of the project. That's a tongue twister, excuse me. And the town's obligation, so for that loan, is 8.7 million. As I mentioned, this will be for both phases, and we do have to include the full 10 million, even though some of it is forgivable in the resolution because that's required by WIFA. It's a 20-year loan with a not-to-exceed cap of 4.4% interest. As we discussed previously as well, the financial performance for the wastewater fund has improved from 2023-24, where we were just breaking even, to some of the changes we made in our fee structure. And we actually were seeing improvement there, and we were able to pay back some of the debt owed to the general fund over 24-25 and 25-26. So our revenues exceeded our expenses. However, with the new loan coming on board, we still have 2 loans that we are paying on for this upcoming year and then the following year. And once those WIFA loans are paid off, it'll free up a little bit more of the funding to cover this new debt service. Until that time, general fund will most likely be subsidizing for about $150,000 a year. But once those 2 other WIFA loans fall off the books in the next few years, that frees up around $400,000 in annual payments, which will offset the payments for this loan, as well as the additional changes we made to the fee structure. And with that, I'm happy to answer any questions council may have on the loan.
Questions for Katie, Ryan, or Steve? John? No, sir. Larry?
No, I'm just wondering where we're going to get all this money.
Robert?
Katie, kind of budget related. So about 300,000 in the next 2 years in the negative.
Yes, this upcoming year, we are anticipating just under, I think it was right around 130,000 in the red for the wastewater fund. Currently, we did reduce our 1.6 million owed to the general fund last year down to, we're just at 1.3 now, so we were reducing it. So hopefully we won't see it go back up past that 1.6. but we're watching it.
And then when those loans fall off, you're saying it'll cover this loan, but what about when the new PFAS loan comes in?
That will be on the water side, so that loan is for the Bright Star well, so it's on the water side where there is capacity to cover that one. Good question.
Jerry?
No.
John?
Yeah, just, I want to make sure I got your numbers. So when the 07 with 100 grand, and then the 08 with about 300?
300.
350? So that'll be 450,000 in 2 years that'll go toward this. So did I see the amount at 666?
Correct. However, we, like I was saying, because of the changes we made in the fee structure, the revenues that we're receiving now offset the expenses with surplus. So that's where the extra is covered from. And then as we continue to add, additional customers, the RV park, once that gets on board, that's that reoccurring revenue that we'll see in addition to the one-time buy-in fees that we'll see for that.
I love the 1.2 forgivable.
That's my favorite part as well.
Right.
Any other questions?
Just, this is probably more for Steve, or don't want to put Ryan on the spot. So with the new capacity and the current projects on, that we know of, what is the projected longevity of this upgrade?
I don't want to do it, but it's going to depend on growth.
Which we know, but just even with what's already on the books, it
Yeah.
has no problem handling that. I mean, that's, or
What,
that'll put us.
what we have, correct. But presumably, if more development comes in, obviously we'd be looking for expansion.
And that would include Bright Star 2 and all that still will be well within capacity.
With what's been platted.
Okay.
Anything else?
And if I might add, one of the important things with this is that it has been programmed that this will not be throwaway. This will be an integral part of the expansion when that does happen. So,
Okay. Eric, any questions?
Nope.
I'll entertain a motion.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve action item 6A. Approve resolution number 2026-1320, authorizing the loan acceptance of a $10 million Clean Water State Revolving Fund loan from WIFA for the water reclamation facility improvements and the execution and delivery of the loan agreement with WIFA.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. This requires a roll call vote.
Councilmember Stankiewicz,
Yes.
Councilmember Switzer,
Yes.
Councilmember Holt,
Yes.
Councilmember Phillips,
yes.
Councilmember McCafferty,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Gurneal,
Yes.
Mayor Armstrong,
Yes,
passes 7-0.
thank you. Item B, consideration and possible action to approve resolution number 2026-1319. It's you
Hello
again,
again.
Katie.
It
Go ahead,
is. It is
please.
my show tonight, apparently.
She wants to spend all our money. Exactly. Like a department store.
So this item is regarding our annual PSPRS funding policy. Each year, council is required to adopt a policy to officially accept the assets and liabilities of our portion of the PSPRS system. And we have improved significantly. So the table at the top shows where we were in fiscal year 23-24, and then last year, and then the most current actuarial report for 25-26. So as you can see, our assets grew each year, as did our liabilities. However, our assets are now outweighing or have increased compared to the liabilities, so our unfunded liability is shrinking. Additionally, council has made actions in the past to fund additional monies towards that unfunded liability with additional payments each year that'll help reduce that. So we went from a 76% funded ratio in 23-24 to the most recent report being almost a 90% funded ratio, which is great. So this year we are recommending that we actually take $250,000 from that's remaining in this current year's general fund contingency and apply it to that unfunded liability before the end of the fiscal year. We have right around $560,000 remaining in contingency funds right now. So with this change, we would have just over $300,000 available still. And we're so close to the end of the fiscal year, we feel comfortable with this decision. Additionally, we have $250,000 programmed in the 26-27 budget that was approved in the tentative budget. Pending final budget adoption on June 23rd, that would be made at the beginning of July as well. So that's an additional $500,000 towards our unfunded liability. And this helps impact where we're at in trying to maintain 100% funding. So the brown columns represent our unfunded liability. So the line is at 0. So it shows how we were in the negative and how our unfunded liability had grown pretty significantly to almost $4 million at one point. And then our additional payments have paid it down, as well as things like better interest, returns in PSPRS. We don't manage that fund, the system does, but we see the benefits of those for our individual share of the fund. And the blue columns indicate projections based on what we've seen for what we contribute, and it assumes that we will continue contributing at least $250,000 annually, and we should be fully funded by 2034. With that, it also helps because this is just for tiers 1 and 2 for PSPRS. Tier 3 is in a new plan that has shared funding responsibilities between both the employer and the employees. So with tier 1 and 2, we don't have a lot of additional employees being added to that system. We could still get laterals that are in that system from time to time, but it's helping to kind of cap our issues with that system. But as we see more retirees, we'll continue to have more of a draw because there's less regular funds going in. So if we can get it to a point of fully funded, it'll be easier to maintain as the rest of those tier 1 and 2 members reach retirement age. And with that, I'm happy to answer any questions council may
John?
have.
Robert?
No, sir.
Sherry?
No.
John?
No.
Larry?
Just a comment that you don't see many towns in that condition. Most of them are so far upside down it isn't even funny, so good job.
Eric?
No.
Okay, I have no questions. I'll entertain a motion.
Can I make a motion we approve action item 6B? Authorize the use of $250,000 of the town's general fund contingency amount to reduce the PSPRS unfunded liability amount, and approve resolution number 2026-1320 adopting the PSPRS pension funding policy.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
2026-13-19.
13, I'm sorry, it's just 1320 on the bottom, but I'm just reading what you gave me. Let me scratch that.
It's-
2026-1319.
There you go. Thank you.
Thanks.
Gave us wrong stuff.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. This also requires a roll call vote.
Councilmember Stankiewicz,
Yes.
Councilmember Switzer,
Yes.
Councilmember Holt,
Yes.
Councilmember Phillips,
Yes.
Councilmember McCafferty,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Granillo,
Yes.
Mayor Armstrong,
Yes,
passes 7-0.
thank you very much. Item 7, Ms. Campbell, thank you for being here. Didn't have to use you for anything, but please come back.
I'd love to. Thank you. Good evening.
Sherry,
Make a motion to adjourn.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion second. All in favor? Opposed? Nothing heard. We are adjourned.